Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 15 review. And I'm coming close on the season finale, and then I can start watching the current season that just recently aired, Season 4. So let's get right into this. This episode is called Thins Bad Begun. And this episode came out on October 15th, 2017. This was a joint episode, so this episode came out of the on the same day as the season finale did. Um, and I'm just going to get right into this episode. So, we found some interesting news in the episode. So, the episode opens up with Nick retrieving some walker heads. So, the guy that sold him the drugs for it can have him can provide people drugs, and the guy's paid Nick to do so. And I like the way that he was cutting their heads open and kind of explaining why this is some type of drug. And then Troy overhears that the protectors plan on invading, attacking the dam and taking it over. So Troy tells Nick, and they go to warn Madison about it. And then um, the next scene, though, we actually found out the leader of the protector, and that was John. Pretty much what happened is the um, Diana and Alicia were out driving, and Diana was trying to convince Alicia to sell her hair because she was trying to do it in the last episode. I don't know if she was really legit. She was obviously legit, but I don't think they were going to do anything with this. Sometimes um, Fear the Walking Dead likes to give you those laughable ha-ha moments, and this seemed like it was one of them. But they get attacked by this group of people, and they try to kill Alicia and Diana, and they end up injuring Diana's leg, and then they grab, Alicia grabs her gun and shoots him, but just kind of shoots him to kind of threaten them to leave. She doesn't actually plan on killing him. And they have to get Diana to Alicia has to get Diana to a doctor. So they take her to a surgeon. We meet Eddie, and um, Eddie does surgery on her, and Eddie wonders if Alicia has any surgery training, or nursing training, and she said she doesn't, but she's done a few things since the zombie apocalypse ended. So he needs her help to complete a mission. So the mission is we meet his patient John, who was the president of the Protectors. This is the guy that anybody nobody's allowed to meet. So we learn that they're opening a trade route from the Texas Gulf Coast to San Diego, and Alicia will let them go with them if um, she performs a successful surgery where he's able to walk again, because he's very close to having paralysis. Um, and but if the surgery is a fail, she'll be executed as long as with Eddie. So pretty much what happens is Eddie is performing the surgery, and John refuses to be put under any anesthesia. So Alicia pretty much just talks to him and distracts him from the pain, and then we find out that the surgery was a success. But Alicia still ends up having to go with him um, to the dams and stuff, and she really doesn't want to. Um, and then we had everything that kind of took place following the dam. Um, Nick and Troy are able to get there, and they won. Well, actually, no. What happens first is Victor and Madison. Madison's talking about how she had a lot of plans at the ranch to make Christmas still feel like Christmas, even though they live in a zombie apocalyptic type of world. Um, and Victor brings her out a bottle, and she kind of vents about the fact that her kids really want nothing to do with her in this type of world, and Victor's trying to um, give her advice by saying that they just kind of want to follow their own steps. So um, Madison then wants to know why Victor really bought the bottle, And Victor talks about how he's never killed anybody, and he feels bad that he hasn't. But Madison says that he really shouldn't feel bad because um, killing doesn't feel good. And yes, you get what you want, but you feel crummy about it afterwards. And the problem is, it only gets easier and easier to do it. And um, I did kind of like that it showed Daniel doing this because he's the one that's kind of had to go through the same thing. And Daniel tells Madison that Nick is there, and Nick and Troy warn the dam about the protectors coming to attack it. So they decide to load up with the entrance with explosives and set it to explode, so that way um um a lot of them will die when they try to enter, and they're gonna ready their defenses. So Madison and Troy go and handle that, and then Nick and then um Daniel and Walker have a word with each other. Um, and I did like this exchange where Daniel was asking about his daughter, and if things would have turned out differently if he was there, but Walker doesn't really know the answers, and I liked how he cut off Daniel before he could ask any questions. Um, and then then Victor warns Nick and tells Madison and Nick to leave because um, he we find out that Victor was the one that told the protectors about the dam because he ended up when he went to talk to the protector, he's the one that told him to attack the dam, um, so that way he could have as much time as he wanted in there, and the only thing they promised is safety to the Clark family. So, and he doesn't want Nick to tell Madison or um, about it because then Madison will tell Daniel, and Daniel will try to kill him. So Nick goes to tell Madison, but then he runs into Daniel because he's in the room where Madison is. But before that, Walker ended up leaving because he wants to go find a few of his people that have been killed off. So we pretty much got the send off of Walker, which I thought was a nice scene. And then Daniel wants to know what really happened to Ophelia. And Nick lies, and Daniel locks him in the room and pretty much tortures him. And says he's gonna kind of interrogate him until he gives him the answers. And Nick tries to talk him down, saying that isn't what your daughter would want. And Daniel talks about how people don't change, and my daughter's not alive anymore, so I can do this if I want to. So he sits he sits Nick down, and Nick keeps trying to lie, saying that Jake is the one that started the herd because Daniel realizes that a herd just doesn't start. Somebody had to lead it, but he pretty much already knows that it's Troy. So he goes and tells Madison. And what I liked about it is Troy and Madison um, kind of bury the hatchet when after everything that happened. But then Nick comes in and tells Madison about what Victor did, but um, he can't bring them out there because Daniel will want to kill Troy. And then Madison finds out that Troy's the one that led the herd, and she's upset about this because she took a community away from her kids and everybody else. Um, and Troy said that Madison put him in that position because he gave her the resource. She gave him the resources to do it. And Madison kills Troy right in front of Nick with a ball peen hammer, which I thought was a great scene. It kind of showed that Madison just didn't give a fuck. And Madison and Nick try to escape, but then we find out that the dam is entering water in the wrong place. So Lolo and Daniel try to fix it, but Daniel holds them at Victor holds them at gunpoint and threatens to kill them. But um, Daniel knows he's not going to kill him because Victor's not a killer. So they get into a fight, and Victor wins because he ends up shooting Daniel right in the cheek. And I like the way this was shot because you actually would have thought that Daniel really got shot in the was dead because of the way he was laying, but we find out that he just got shot in the cheek. And then the protectors come, and everybody gets into a shootout. And the protectors are surprised that they realized they were coming, but he lies and says that that um, the that the leader and Daniel are dead, and the protectors overrun the dam, and Strand hides Madison and Nick and prevents them from getting hurt and takes the detonator so they can't set off the explosives. That's how the episode ended. I thought this episode was really good. I thought it did a really good job of setting up the next season. Or not the next season, the next episode, the season finale. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. So if I had to give this episode a rating, I would give this episode a B. I thought it was really good. I really liked the stuff they did with Alicia and how creepy John was acting towards her. And I really liked the stuff they did with Nick and Daniel. I thought that was fantastic. And I liked the stuff I liked how they wrote Rocco off. I liked how I liked the scene when Madison killed Troy. I might actually say this was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. I'll give it a B plus actually. So that's pretty much my review of this episode. I'm gonna go review the season finale. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, share, and do all that stuff. Subscribe and click on the bell and do the same thing for the CM Brothers channel. That's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.